Welcome to Loleventvods. Watch the full game of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
Secrets and stuff, right? But you're used to it, I know. Yeah. So cool, let's dive into this draft. After, basically, Grabs has to redeem himself, Goldborg.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I really like this respect band that's coming through with the Elise. You know, Elise is obviously a flex right now. It goes down in the bot lane as well, and Hilly is definitely the kind of psychopath that would pull that pick off. So yeah, on blue side, you definitely have some access to that.
Yep.
But honestly, red side, Cassante and Victorban on red side, you already have all the broken AD carries still available. You always also still obviously have the Scanner, so there's going to be a lot of OPs ready here.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if Corki is letting open.
Yeah.
I think a team like Fnatic can use Corki really, really well.
Oh, Mac was late. Excellent.
And we did see Corki finally be played in mid lane today as well for the first time. Like the strength of that pick obviously is his flex pick as well.
Like flex pick is good, but overall I think just Corki mid is the best because your champ relies on XP actually. So you just put it mid, like bot lane it will be still fine if you have a really good counter pick on mid, but mid it will always be better, like data wise. Let's see what they ban.
Well, they're definitely thinking about it. Skarner's still open. We have just talked about it earlier. I mean, Vitality, they are definitely just giving it to them.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so I was theory crafting yesterday that there had to be a reason that Fnatic let it open. Like, there had to be some sort of counter to it.
Corki, Zyra.
You think so?
Wait, but they banned Zyra, no?
Yeah, but that's what Fnatic did yesterday, right? But now the Skarners come through. Well, that would be even weirder than if they banned their own counter pick. They would have been ready for it. But yeah, Corki available, Varus available, Ashe available. Ashe actually doesn't have any prior in Europe compared to Asia, but it's really interesting.
I mean, the nerf, like the fact that for example, okay, Ivan Corki, I think. Like Ashe got nerfed in a way that, like, especially because in the past Kalista was answered with Ashe like most of the time, but now it's like harder because Kalista dashes was changed according to the slots. So so that's why I think it's not that.
Yeah, it's not the same counter anymore, Reddit. Yeah, I was speaking to Jack about it as well, and he was giving the same explanation to it.
Will you be disappointed if they don't pick Corki here?
A bit.
Oh, it's a really...
Any thought process about Ezio or Corki?
The thing is that Scanner is like doing so much damage and has so much utility, right?
Yeah.
If you paired it with Corki, and let's say you go like Corki Rumble, if like I don't know exactly the top situation, but if you can find the AP somewhere and like play and have Corki early damage, like Azir will get stomped in lane. Azir cannot win the lane. Skarner will probably like always channel into the Ivern, trying to look for him, and they'll just have a really good team competing from there.
Even with Ezreal being picked up, if they were to pick Corki mid, do you think that damage profile is still fine enough?
Yeah, they're doing a lot of damage, but they're just totally dropping into Azir. I guess it's still fine because...
Maybe it's comfort for Chaya.
Yeah, it's like comfort, I guess, for the second game. They just want to give him a good champ, and Fnatic is probably thinking to... I don't know.
Makes sense.
I'm so puzzled myself because, you know, you go through all these power picks we currently have on the patch. We're not seeing the Varus, right? So we're going Ezreal over it. Rayla I actually think is fine, but the thing is, there's still so many good counters into Rel that you can definitely go in for. Yeah, Rel Def Fun at the moment, that's for sure. Alistar has proven to be very successful as well. And they're just going to get Corki themselves. So you get Corki down in the bot side. That's going to be fine. Like, Ezreal can maybe answer push level 1, but like as soon as those items start coming through from Corki, he can totally take over.
I mean, usually when you drop into Azir, you're looking more like melee champ, right? Like, because they will ban like I guess the mages of Manuit, which he's really good at. And he showed probably he has a Yon. I think Yon Skarner is a really strong combo and it's also good into Azir. We saw it today. Talia as well is banned. Talia was a good pick. Yeah, I'm not sure what he will pick on mid.
I think you just have to ban supports here as well as Fnatic. Right now you have Ivern, and he passes really well into melee supports. If you get a Root, Leona, so you can just save you that E to have that extra extended CC afterwards. Alistar as well at the same time. Like, you need a front line right now. Everyone's just range. Yeah, there goes the Alistar. I think Leona can still be fine here as well if you go in with it. Even Braum can act as a sort of engage tool when you have an Ivern, because all it requires is one Ivern Q to hit. Braum can just dash himself in there. The ultimate comes through, his passive comes through, and then you're actually CC chained a lot quicker than you normally would be.
They have so many auto attackers as well, so Braum will totally make sense. It's very good. And they banned every mages on mid lane, so I'm really curious what he will pick. but I will pick.
Do you think Humanoid is the sort of player to just ego it and just go Akali into a C here?
Oh, true. Okay, he will pick Akali. Like he'll go Electrocute Resolve and he will go Akali. Into Ivern is good. Into okay, this is actually good. Okay, he will go for this. But I think they should have like sniped it because like if you drop into Azir, like I said, it's melee and RNA is actually not that good. I think into Azir. It's my like view of the game.
Yeah.
Talia was also, I think, not like crazy because they're playing like Ivern, Corki, Azir. Azir into Talia is fine, even though she's winning, but you have a lot of playmaking option. But it will be Akali, like 100%. Or
well, if you say 100%, you mean 100%,
yeah,
right?
Okay. Like he lacks Akali. I know it.
Yes,
I played him against him in solo queue. Okay, they actually have the mod like. Okay, they have Scan Aurora. We have a problem.
Okay.
Well, we're getting the combo between Rumble and Rel right now. You're getting a bit baited by the hovers too.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly,
Yeah, but it's
okay.
a classic. Don't worry about
It's
it.
Yon.
Yeah, it's Yon.
I mean, we saw GX with this sort of composition earlier with the wombo combo against Rogue, and that looked very miserable
Sick
to play
game.
into. Absolutely sick game. I mean, could we do with another 60-minute game here?
Wasn't that like 100 minutes?
Oh,
Oh, no. Wait. No, I'm
100
stupid.
minutes!
I'm
Holy!
stupid. Yeah, I'll take it. Anyways, what did they round out the comp with? Never mind. It's Ambessa. How strong is Ambessa?
On a good hands, and I mean, they played it against us today, but I think
Yeah.
our team was just so strong 5v5, it was hard for her
Hard,
to...
yeah.
But I think the champ on good hands and into Rumble, it's also a good matchup, should be really deadly.
Okay.
I'm up.
Let's see. All right, we've got a deadly Ambessa in the top lane. We've got a much better draft
Yeah.
out of Fnatic, which is good. GB, who are you giving it to?
Well, I think Fnatic has some really good skirmishing tools. Like, through some of the CC you can get through with Razok and Mickey teaming up and skirmishing around a Yone, just like early game-wise, there should be enough CC that you can blow up anyone, even with early game Iron shields. But I think if you can stabilize on Vitality, you got some really good shields to play through.
All right, let's see. Hope for a 100-minute game, right, casters?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. 200 minutes. Let's push the boundaries of how far we can get a League of Legends game. Let's go further than Jin Air did back a couple of years ago. Actually, it was like 4 years ago. I remember Glad playing.
Longer than that. It was a really long time ago now.
It was a
Pretty
while
sure
ago.
it was like 2019.
No, but Teddy was on that team, wasn't
yeah,
he?
that's where he got the moniker of the Fountain Laser. That was the game. If you remember that.
That was a
real
game.
was weird.
They won. Did they win that?
They did. Yeah, SKT lost the longest.
Oh my lord.
Like 3 CS records were all broken. Well, anyway, let's not do that, then, please.
Throwback to people who are too young to understand what happened about 5 years ago. But for now, 6 I should say, we're in our last game of the day, week 1, day 2. The Fnatic fans, bring the energy back. I mean, I feel like we lost a little bit of when Movistar Koi, I keep almost calling them the wrong thing, and KC were in the studio before. Vitality on the other side, pulling out a win yesterday against BDS. I mean, as I know you and I were talking off stage, Chayak had a really good debut, and a lot of people were critical on this guy because this mid laner, as we thought, like, wasn't to the caliber of LEC. And that was a big surprise yesterday when his Talia was the best thing on the Rift.
It was huge, absolutely huge. And yeah, you know, I don't think it is wrong to raise eyebrows at certain roster acquisitions. You have every right to do that as people who are familiar with the European scene and ERLs and whatever. Always keep an open mind, though, for players to surprise you.
Yeah.
Big stages tend to change people in different ways. I mean, Shox was talking about this with Nuke just before this as well. You know, pro play changes players, and different stages of pro play can do that to different levels too. Was that a bit heavy?
No, but it's right, though. You are right.
Yay, that's my favorite thing to be.
Well, unfortunately, it's changed Linces in this game, but at least this time, it is going to give Linces the position to pair. I mean, there was criticism for Fnatic's draft yesterday where that pairing of Razork and Upset with the Misfortune and the Ivan, it just didn't feel like it made sense. I love that GB talked about it on the desk because it really highlighted how, like, Fnatic's day one, not only in the drafting, but the gameplay as well, it just didn't all come together. And it's a new Fnatic, remember, they've lost Noah and Jun, they've lost their core bot lane that started becoming a real big strength. And I think especially with Jun, now Mickey X, you know, from G2, has to fill that gap.
And also, you know, Fnatic changed coaching staff quite visibly as well. You know, grabs on the roster. That's a big change. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that, of the European coaches, he's one of the ones with the largest following and the largest reputation for that. Of course, that can take some time to come to fruition, and it's hard to always know when you're looking on the outside in. I don't think it's wrong to highlight it, but still not going to give everyone the props for what they do behind the scenes. But actually, I'm not in the room with them. Into this early laning phase, though. Again, no lane swap in this one again. We saw a lot of them yesterday. I think it was 4 out of 5 games yesterday had a swap. We've had, I think the majority haven't been. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't go back and check for the.
That's fine. I mean, again,
today,
not seeing one and not seeing one last game, it's a breath of fresh air, and actually getting to see what happens, especially in that top lane when we have 2 melee matchups going against each other. That's exciting.
Yeah, and it's really important because most of the time in lane swap scenarios, so many of them, top laners are set behind the curve of the game compared to every other lane on the map. They have a little bit less XP.
Shattering Strike. I mean, Arcane Chip from Upset was the damage that came in. Hilly not going to get hit by a Mystic Shot, and that's an all-in that uses the Cleanse, that uses the Ignite, that uses the Flash.
Ouch. Back in the day, Corki Leona was a really strong duo because Corki could pop every single bit of the Sunlight passive with Gatling Gun because it has such a high tick rate.
Yep.
But, I mean, Ezreal right now, really, really powerful, and Rel forces it away.
Cheeky from Mickey, but he's under turret. He's got Zenith Blade, lucky to be only just out of range, but still the burn. You talked about the Gatling Gun. It tears him to shreds for first blood.
And luckily this time it's also not blowing her eardrums as well. Gets that first blood. And Hilly, of course, a player who has been so popular within our league, but the last year has been very difficult for him. Yesterday had a difficult early game, great late game. This time starting off very, very strong.
Well, Mickey diving a little bit too deep. It's going to bite him in the bum, and that first blood goes to Hilly. That's the only retribution for Fnatic, only saving grace really, but start up a feat of strength here at 4 minutes in as Vitality punished that Fnatic aggression that we saw them trying to pull out as they started being sneaky, getting some of the flashes out.
So pushes that wave in. We're spotted walking up to that wave. So Fnatic going to have to start with bot lane not really achieving what they would have liked to. I think any kind of Ezreal lane, you're expecting to, at minimum, survive and get farm. Giving over kills in the lane, it's like, okay, Ezreal lanes don't tend to need to do that. Mickey going forwards, trying to find something in mid lane.
Good crash down, and remember as well, Shifting Sands hasn't been used by Chayak. He now finally gets out, but good damage that comes out after the Soul Unbound goes back for Humanoid.
Yeah, now that is just after the teleport came in from Chayak as well. So with a minute on Grubs, Dragon spawning, this might affect the way that Vitality have to set up for the next couple of objectives. Chayak will, he's popping his resale potions, but having to use them and being in lane on a little bit less HP, especially with Humanoid, maybe being able to make a play around level 6 soon as well. Not what they wanted.
Hilly, again, Zenith Blade comes in, and there's been a lot of action in this bottom side. I'm glad we're continuing on, especially with Mickey with the crash down. Hilly is not afraid to take damage here as Kazi now steps up to the plate. Gatling Gun now down, and Upset's really not landing these key abilities, so Vitality, looks like their health bar is a little bit healthier than you'd otherwise think.
So good stuff from the bot lane of Vitality. Razork's here though, make it into a 2v3. Not exactly what you want to go towards. Of course, Fnatic picking up the Skarner. Skarner's been so strong in the new patch. No idea how this champion has gone through Worlds to the state it was, and then doing this again. Going to get some help here into the bot lane.
Yeah, you're about to find out exactly why, aren't you? Waiting for the drift in. Mickey with the disengage, but you can see there's enough damage done to Hilly. He flashes away. It was the only summoner left up and available. A rock, and then a hard thing from Upset. Nicely done with a Mystic Shot.
Well, he hits that skill shot, doesn't he? That's the important one. Gets himself a kill onto the board. That means that, and particularly when you have both of these AD carries going towards the Triforce Muramana, this early gold really does unlock you earlier to get towards that 2-item spike. It's one of the strongest points an AD carry player can play towards right now. Good gold in the hands of Fnatic, and we did say bare minimum is survive, pick up farm. They've done more than that now.
And Mickey, I mean, some of these engages finally landing well, or at least finding something. Razork with a flash into the wall. Disrespect. Kazi stepped up to the plate, and that barrier won't save him. Upset gets kill number 2, and Razork showing up the Skarner as Hilly just walked on in. What is he doing? Vitality's bottom lane not paying respect to Razork being here, walking up to the lane, dying again, then again, and now Hilly again.
What was the information like there from Vitality? Because they walk up to the lane and think, well, we're safe to go up here. Linsus is not heading towards that side of the map. No one's hovering it. They must have just assumed Fnatic were leaving the scene of the crime, but they obviously weren't. Lose another couple of kills. Have to assume that Vitality were working off of incorrect information, because that is really bad couple of kills to give up.
It really is. 1k gold lead for Upset as well. 7 minutes into the game, Fnatic's bottom lane are off to the races.
You know, I was sat there like, man, first blood over to Hilly and Kazi. That's great, especially given how the early game went for Bailey last time. And then we could, you know, talk about, you know, how Upset and Mickey, they were the ones who were maybe underperforming in that, but it's gone completely flipped the other way again. And now we're going back to this one more time. So, I mean, Kazi spots Razork here. He doesn't have the flash anyway. I think he had time to walk out of that play. That to me feels like just a misstep from him. He has information. He has the information.
He did have about 3 seconds to work with there.
Oh,
so
2v3, no, 3v3.
take what you will, as, yeah, back down bot. Guess what? Razork's here, but Daisy's in on the way, but it won't matter. Hilly has stepped up in the lane, and it's another kill over to Fnatic. This bottom lane has died 4 times in 8 minutes.
Really, really not what you want from this bot lane. They got given that first blood after a mistake from Mickey. It felt like that was a good punish from them, but
Look at the wave.
just the last couple of times have started to snowball in on each other now. You know, doing this once, like, okay, whatever, it's the best of one. You can sometimes make mistakes like that, but this is significant game-changing mistakes now at this point, which is giving so much gold to this Ezreal. He's going to absolutely pop off soon.
Oh, Fate Sealed used by Humanoid in mid lane. Meanwhile, Hilly has finally made a roam, and this time it's going to be great. Onto Chayak. The flash is burned by the mid laner of Fnatic. Ignite as well. Looking for the soldier to get the damage, but Humanoid will get out. His teleport not up and available for a bit, so a bit of an advantage back on the map as Equalizer placed down. Oscarinen's got his chase. It's a 1v1, but it might turn into more as Nucker has a bit of support on the way from Chayak, but Razork in the way. An Impale at hand as well. A rock thrown and an Impale to kill. Oscarinen gets the kill himself, but Hylissang is now in the way. However, Chayak's too low. Linces is an Ivan. Humanoid's helping out. Hilly might die for a 4th time if he stays in the fight. He wants a re-engage with the Zenith Blade. It's there, but Oscarinen has just recharged. Hilly is dead again. Humanoid gets out with his life as well. Chayak's run out of mana, and Vitality, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
And it's also just playing into the hands of Skarner Gaming. Skarner is so good in these early level skirmishes because you're tankier than everyone else on the Rift, and you do a hell of a lot of damage whilst you're also a tank at the same time, which you'll see at the back end of this replay. Starts with Oscar catching out Nako as he's going down towards the mid lane, roaming into River. Rumble getting a good chunk out of them, but just look how much value Razork gets out of this Skarner early game. Has level 6, is tanky as heck, tanky as he needs to be, and just continues to roll through these Qs again and again, just tanking the skill shots for his teammates, and they don't have to take damage as well, backing out, waiting for another cooldown, and re-engaging again. This Skarner is getting so much value in this fight.
And look, he's getting value again in topside. Oscarinen's in trouble, you think, but Nucker has no ult. Perfect execution, excuse me. It is up and available again after that last one. Grass taken, but the Electro Harpoon, the poke damage enough, and I said Vitality can't get a break, and I meant it.
Razork is putting Vitality to the sword.
Linces!
Hornets having their wins clipped. Linces, what can he do here?
Then Daisy in. Razork's like, look at me, look at me. Oscarinen flashes away, and he will get out.
But Linces not got any help on the way, just trying to be a bit annoying on the way out, as Oscar really needs to give himself a reset after this point. This game has absolutely fallen apart in a handful of minutes as Hilly walking forward again.
Can you get a 5th death, Hilly? Yes, you can. Humanoid. It's taken 5 deaths, 10 minutes. Daisy under turret. It's 8-1. Vitality are breaking apart.
You have to stop the bleeding at some point, folks. At some point, you just have to just
Yeah,
hold your friend back.
Just
hold them back.
Cut off the arm, I think. Cauterize the wound. Like there's a leg missing. Kazi's gonna die here. There's a Magnet Storm, and Humanoid is strong enough at this point with a recurve bow. Barrier used, Mickey doesn't really care. I mean, turret ramping up is still there, but Humanoid just walks out with it. Turret shot not going to connect part 2, and I mean, this is just so rough.
Yeah, I know that Mac was saying, hey, we want to start play. It might have been Pat actually. We're saying that, oh, we want to play like an LPL team. That's not how you play like an LPL team, folks. I know that we have these preconceived notions. That's not how you do it.
They've watched like the old Rare Atom games, you know.
Oh man.
They're like the old Ultra Prime from 2022.
Why do you mention them? They were the first team I ever casted.
Yeah, I know.
Fun memories of them. I used to come with a fun Rare Atom fact for every cast.
Oh god,
I'd bring out stuff about like Rubidium.
I remember.
Yeah, a lot of them. Francium, only like a gram of it on the planet's crossed at any one moment. Yeah.
Francium. Is it in Paris? Where is it? What is Francium?
It's an alkaline metal. It's very reactive. It's very cool. Yeah.
Is Chayak dead here?
We'll
see. Out.
No.
Redemption. Thank you, Ivan. Well, Humanoid is fed, and guess what? Rumble's fed, and Upset is also fed. There is, right now, a 4K gold lead for Fnatic at 12 minutes. And yes, Vitality are taking the Dragon. But right now, if Fnatic fight, I think Vitality will be destroyed.
Well, Razork has Flash, which is a bit of a problem, because you can try and stop him getting in, but he's already very fed. The Unending Despair makes him very strong in his extended fights as well. Vitality putting Daisy as kind of a forward scout, making going forwards.
There's a crash down here. Remember, Razork has that Unending Despair. I know you just talked about it. Hilly's getting slowed down. Is he going to die a 6th time? Arcane shift forward from upset as Vitality just back away. And the reason that I feel like they're okay is because Fnatic, a lot of those key ultimates were down at the time. So Fnatic can't follow any further forward.
Not just yet.
Did Corky break the sound again?
We shall
The sound barrier down. Hilly. Solar Flare down. Impale gets to. Magnet Storm as well.
Stop.
Shattering Strike. Hilly is dead again.
Oh, man. Look, at some point, Vitality, their comms have to be, look, we have to calm down. We have to stabilize. I understand the mentality of saying we have to play our way out of a deficit. I do understand that, but I feel, hang on, ult on screen.
Yeah, perfect execution. And you got an Ivan with redemption. So Oscarinen is fighting a losing battle here. At least this could be an opportunity for Vitality's top lane to get something, but he's run out of space. Now Overheat just about to come through, and auto attacks galore for Oscarinen, who only gets one off and walks away. He won't bite off too much.
And the top lane is going at it, but all it is HP bar chunks at this point. Herald spawning in 2 minutes. It's not really been about the objective play. It has really been about so many kills going over. Oscar, I think, will just spot teammate of Nako in the background. Yeah, I think I saw that on the spectator there. I hope I wasn't baking myself. I think that was the case.
But regardless, Oscarinen, the wave's getting pushed in. Hilly is up here, but this time this play looks pretty good. He flashes his Zenith Blades, he gets the Shield of Daybreak, and it works out. Shutdown's finally there.
Teleport.
But Nako's being slowed down for that TP you just mentioned. And guess who's coming? It's Humanoid flying in, who's got himself a Fate Sealed up and available with Flash. Vitality safely under the turret after securing their 2nd kill.
Good work from Daisy to delay Mickey going forwards. Could still look for something. That's a lot of bushes. You got to assume someone's in one of them. Now Spotter, Hilly going back under the turret there. So Vitality get at least 1 clean kill. Don't give them anything for it.
With the soul unbound, Humanoid was close to getting enough damage across, but didn't commit the ulti in the end. Nako's going to back away while this level 11 Yone is going to push in the wave and try and get this first turret top.
However, on the other side, of course, Chayak pushing in towards the bot side, 3 grubs apiece, and it is a Nash's Tooth Azir in that bot side. Very powerful at killing turrets, something which was very prevalent in the last couple of years when Azir that Mickey going towards
look at the time. Would you look at that? How time flies. It's time to kill Hilly again, is it?
I was wondering about it. Not going to be completely followed through, though. The Strike does get the first turret on that bot side. I mean, the feats of strength. Despite all the kills going against them, the feats of strength go to the side of Vitality.
Oh, it's amazing that Vitality actually got him in this game when things were going so wrong. Impale is great, you're right. Mickey's going to also buy time. Upset's now here. Missing Mystic Shot doesn't matter. Mickey gets killed. Lince is dead. Fate Sealed. Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, you guessed it. For 500 points, Mickey, dead, was on your jeopardy.
Going under the turret yet again. Public execution, trying to get some kind of mobility.
Mickey will die. He was taking up for so long. Now Humanoid gets turret ramp up. Fnatic, you might be throwing this as shutdown given over to Vitality. What a game to end the day. As Upset won't connect. Razork's like, I'm going back in, and why shouldn't he? Chayak flashes out of the way. And I mean, Fnatic, I said we're throwing this, but they're still so strong. This Skarner has 11 out of 13 kill participation, will not die, and this game is just silly!
A new challenger approaches like every 5 seconds, and you know, we were saying maybe it's time to just put a hand on the shoulder of your friend and say, okay, just calm down, try and stabilize things. That has just not been the case. This time it's Fnatic that are really initiating, though Linces has no flash, and if you can ever go on an Enchanter instead of the people they're shielding, it's always a bonus. They get that shield down nice and early. They try and get onto Hilly here too, and this is where things start to go a bit awry. It's a lot of cooldowns put onto the Leona. And I'm like, continues to be. And they put a lot onto Hilly, but it means that they don't have the Yone ult now for this dive. You have Nako who just gets to grow through the entire cooldowns they have. And Chayak, who's just taken that bot turret, gets a load of gold for it, gets to back, get a load of items, and go in towards this play again, and actually get some good value for himself as the only person with a gold lead for Vitality in their role in this game.
I mean, I just wonder what's next, because this game's just been so chaotic. It's like they've got, you know, their headphones on listening to What's Your ETA just over and over.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just you start 1-7 and you think, You know, I'm just going to put on my K-pop and just roll with it.
Well, it's absolutely time to go crazy again as Razork is here with a lot of tank stats, 2 items and a lot of damage.
If Hilly wins this game, it would be crazy as under turret. He's just always there. He's having a rough day of it, and I guess that's just it. Under turret, Chayak now next. That Scorpion won't take any damage from the turret, and I mean, Vitality this game are just being broken apart. This is like mental diff at this point.
But the problem is, you know, like you have to play around a competition where you want a death ball later on and group up. You are not at the timestamp where you can just stick 5 people in one lane, play around a Leona buffed up by Ivan's shields. You have kind of fallen apart in the laning phase enough that you haven't earned the right to death ball yet. The Vitality have gone a little bit down to Cloud, a little too much, a little too early. Fnatic are just happy to keep forcing fights when it's not the full 5v5s. They're happy to just skirmish with the Skarner, the Yone, the Ral, and they're doing really well at it.
And shout out to our tank supports that have gone Bloodsong first. I know can be quite normal. It's just like the amount of skirmishing, we're going to amp that up a little bit more as well. Now, you see Atakan, by the way, it's probably going to be the same Atakan despite this early game, question mark. But you know what I said, oh no it before?
Yeah.
Hilly reset his gold value. He got a kill. He killed Mickey, and now he's worth the usual amount. So that will be fun. Oscar's in trouble. Redemption helps out, but look who's here to save the day. It's Mickey, his public execution #1. Nako finds Oscar, gets a flash out of him, twirls for a bit and lacerates him to death. Mickey can't Magnet Storm, but the TP means that he's slowed down, and rather that Magnet Storm just bought a bit of time, and Nako's now dead. He might be able to dash, but Humanoid can do the same, while Razork is dealing with Linces, gets his flash from the Impale. That was a shutdown on Nako, by the way, the best performing member.
Yo, what? That's a 1v1?
Can he win it? Let's find out. He's going to back away because he does not want to find out.
No, I'm a big fan of people who believe in support combat. Hilly, really, dude, that would have been a bit too far, buddy.
God, you didn't connect that. I don't think that would have gone well.
Yeah, that's where supports go to die, Jake. They go to the Raptor farm up north state. they go there. They never come back, funnily enough. Humanoid can take himself that turret and the top side.
I just think I've still got that song in because yesterday before the game, you know, I was listening to the JoJo song, right? And it was stuck in my head.
Couldn't tell all the references you had there.
But you know, at the end, you know that meme where it's you know the end of JoJo the anime where they play that song.
Oh, Roundabout, yeah. To
Roundabout.
Be continued, yeah.
Yeah. When Hilly throws the Zenith blade and it connects, and there's like that grey screen of to be continued. I feel like it's a perfect fit, no?
Yes.
I mean, this game, absolutely wild. It's like, what time? It's 10:40 right now. You know, a lot of people's bedtime has been passed. And they're sitting here watching the LEC. They thought, you know what? I'm going to stay up late tonight. It's a Sunday night. And Berlin, you know, Sunday's not normally for partying. I don't think it is. But here in the LEC studio, we've decided it is, right?
In Berlin, kind of every night's a party night, I will say.
I used to hear like fireworks outside my window on a Tuesday night all the time. And I think, what are these people doing? Don't they have a job?
Yeah,
like,
I have to. So I spent New Year here, not this last year, but the one before that. I felt like I was just under bombardment.
All the
whole street lit up. It was great. Very unique, but I didn't necessarily feel safe.
I've heard there were people on bicycles over the New Year firing fireworks. Like they thought they were Harry Potter or something. I saw that online. I thought, what is happening over here?
The great thing about you is I can never tell whether it's just a really funny joke or a funny anecdote. And I'm left guessing quite late into the story whether
it's not an anecdote, but it was something I experienced online. What people, I mean, that's just crazy, though. What a city. Well, this is a game of equal proportions. That public execution, yeah, it connects, but I mean, Fnatic are all here. Razork's going to make sure he doesn't get away. However, Nako and a good stun out that comes through from Daisy does make sure that Razork can't follow up. And Fnatic, they're 5-man topside right now, while Hilly's helping the Dragon, or rather the bot wave, I think, go down bot while they're just picking up gold.
Look, hang on. Wait, he's going to get the gold. Wait, are you going to get the cannon?
He's just...
No!
Oh, my God.
That would have made it so worth. He gets the XP from anyway.
He's getting roses.
This game's got a little bit off the rails. I will say serious credit to Nako for trying to kind of get something in the individual strength, which he does has. The 2 items have done a lot. that has made a big difference to Vitality to at least have something to play around. It's going to be a really hard game. It is continually going to be a hard game.
Oh, yeah.
That Ambessa is actually doing some good enough work to give some hope in the top lane of Vitality, and that's a good shuffle.
He's caught out as well. Solar Flare used after the fact, but he's dead. He was on a ward. Vitality with a pick in front of Atakan, but still not strong enough to take it.
And that's no Zonya's in the inventory of the Azir. Goes to the Shadow Flame and instantly bursts out. The support of Fnatic. Mickey goes down, and again, that's something. And it's right before the Atakan. I suppose, look, no matter how bad a game gets, we have learned Atakan can do a lot for you. G2, sorry about that, guys.
That was a throw.
Yeah, Nuke sends his regards.
With the bigger gold lead than this, by the way, all it took was a shot.
True. So, maybe we can see that again. Vitality, as we said, probably went a little too off the rails, a little off script in the early game. Fnatic just loved to skirmish with him. Razork forcing the players continually. Fantastic show of what the Skarner can do. White is pretty much permabanned on red side every game. No one ever wants to let that through as a first pick. And Razork's showing exactly why.
I mean, Razork had so much agency in this early game. Razork, comparison to the Ivan game yesterday. Completely different man. And
haha, how does it feel like now, Ivan, player?
Yeah. I mean, it is hard with what you saw Fnatic put together, but this time around...
Like, can a tree do this?
Absolutely not, but a Scorpion can. As Fnatic are starting this up in full vision, by the way, so it is going to be down to Atakan, and let's see if Fnatic look for the turn.
I mean, you can start using Daisy to scout out. That will help. Chak has his ult not quite available. That is important. That shuffle could be all important.
Chayak with flash available, it's everything, but Mickey gets revenge and sent up, impales good, but Chayak as he flashes away, he's being poked down. Redemption used pretty much on no one. Linces doesn't get Kazi any help, or Hilly, who's now looking for number 9, while Vitality are getting picked apart at the seams. Guess what just dropped down? Well, Fnatic are going to find Hilly. And Nuko, the only one left standing at the end. We all knew this was going to be the result, but Vitality, I guess, a worthy trade, while Nuko's the only person who really does any damage.
Sadly, he doesn't have any teammates to really help him with that. Is another E
Let's
going to come up? I don't know if you can stand under that turret, mate.
Woo! He doesn't care. He's going to withdraw. Oscarinen trying to do the same thing as well. Nuko with good dodging, but the public execution comes in. Oscarinen is fed, and he'll just go back to base after the ace.
Nuko survives the first time, goes in for another piece of the pie, and comes away. Sadly, nothing between his teeth. Atakan goes down. Fnatic knew that was the one way that maybe the game could go awry for them. Takes that objective, doesn't give Vitality a chance to use that, so might go straight in to that duo. Mickey finds a really good angle here. Doesn't get onto Linces, but gets onto Chak. We're saying, okay, that shuffle could be really important. Don't get to use it. Instantly engaged onto. While he doesn't die at the start of this fight, he's in no place to shuffle at this point. And another good thing about Fnatic here is that they're not grouping up for a huge AoE wombo or anything like that. Of course, we saw the dangers of that in that last game. Go out to the split map, and there's an Atakan, which makes it even easier to force plays.
Humanoid forces out the ulti as well, so no play going to be granted by Vitality. As 8k gold lead now the score, and you know, this has been domination from Fnatic. Let's be real, this has been much of a clean game, and I think Fnatic dotting the I's, crossing the T's, putting a bit of faith back into the faithful, as yesterday was a bit of disappointment as Fnatic debuted.
Yeah, so they have all of those GAs. This will be the way to really close out the game. Atakan into Baron, going on to Mickey, but this is really hard to force a fight.
It's a great fate seal. The Solar Flare onto him, buys time, but as he goes back, remember, he's still got Atakan if he dies here. Mickey does as well, as they're the two low members. As Fnatic use the rest of the front line here to continue on. Razork wants an impale. It looks like it's up and available, and he's looking for his target. Now only finds one, but Upset is the damage source that's sitting comfy behind. Hilly's gonna die 10 times in his day 2. Fnatic running away with Baron right up their alley.
Upset's still alive, doesn't have the GA anymore. There are a couple of people around. Upset currently 8-0-7, by the way. You know, we've talked a lot about how Razork and Mickey have been forcing the fights really well. The important thing about this is that when they have been forcing fights, Upset's been right there behind him, always providing the damage. And here again, you get an engage onto Mickey. He doesn't give it out. He's got the Atakan GA. Upset immediately jumps over. All of the CC has been put onto the Ral, and Upset's just continually firing at QCS and taking out Daisy here. But just being in the right position to follow up on the main targets who are tanking the CC, and getting himself into position to do some really good damage.
Well, there's plenty to fight. I mean, using the GAs as best you can. Razork on this Skarner, again, has been a bit of a highlight here. What more can you say? You know, it feels like I've been bullying Hilly, but I will say, early game, not what we want to see. You know, Vitality fans out there as well, hoping that the changes, the bring up of Chayak, you know, Linces with a late season edition, or rather, summer edition. Chaya is dead. Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah, Rumble's the
Yeah.
champion.
Well, I mean, he's 2.5 items at 26 minutes. Not that great, but it's still strong.
And I'll say, look, at this point in the... Well, okay, it's been like this for a while, but definitely at this point in the game, you need to make risky plays. You don't get the... You haven't earned the right to make the easy plays. You're too far behind, so Chaya going up there, trying to push out something. Yes, gets caught out, but what else are you going to do at that point? Hilly misses the Zenith Blade. Sadly can't get Upset away from that lane to be pushed.
God, I mean, Upset on Ezreal. Tell me something that ain't great as Fnatic find topside turret in the meantime. 13.5k gold lead. That's what we're looking at right now. Vitality haven't even lost their base yet, but Oscarin's about to make it so with his push in bot, with Upset who's about to find inhibitor turret. Upset eats forward under it. He cares not as Oscar opens up that bot side. Now, guess what? Mid is about to drop. Arcane shifts in again. I'm just watching Upset play with his food. Utter domination.
Yeah, he's got the Shojin, you hit 2 Qs and he's basically back and he's going to jump forward again. Shayak engaged onto.
Illy is the first one in. He's dead once more, and Shayak, yep. Domination's not even enough. They wanted a big game to finish off, but Fnatic are just giving them the rest of the breadcrumbs. 7 deaths in total as they're under turret, and Humanoid will make it 8, but who cares? I mean, Nucko's trying his heart out, but when your team got destroyed in the first 10 minutes of the game, what do you do? It's just over. Fnatic are going to find their first win of the LEC. They struggled yesterday versus Mad Lions Koi, Movistar Koi. I keep making the same mistake, but Fnatic will not. They'll destroy the turrets. They'll break the Nexus. They'll end the second day of the LEC Winter Split with a win, their first over Vitality.